So, hi guys. Today we will be doing the second half of my Minecon recap, talky bits. Now, you may notice there is a beacon there. So it looks like I won the great Seth Bling Beacon giveaway, Seth Beacon, which is awesome. However, as we will see in this episode, in the background while I talk, I went with a hunting yesterday, with a skull hunting rather. A waste of time, perhaps. Anyway, we'll discuss that at the end. As you can tell, I'm still slightly snotty, which is annoying, but without further ado, let us start rolling yesterday's footage, because it is now the next day, of me running around gathering some withers. Not particularly exciting, but there's nothing much exciting happening here. I mean, I could dig and do stuff, but it means dropping backwards and forwards between this screen and the ViewVox screen, and there's a lot of pausing and stuff. It just makes the flow of speaking very, very difficult. So I'll drop back to the spin up footage. It is pretty shitty quality because I did record it. Actually, this one's probably not so bad. The other one I recorded in a smaller window, so but it's not about the footage. It's about what I'm saying. So you know, there you go. Anyway, let's do that. We'll talk about Sunday and beyond. And then we'll possibly come back here at the end and discuss what we're going to do next. So, roll VT. So, Sunday. We woke early as we had quite an early start, frankly, to get up and go do our podcast panel. That's the word I'm looking for. At 20 past 10. So, got up, shuffled into the conference centre, went and saw everybody. Good was there, Paws was there, Beef was there, and I was there. Now, the podcast panel was to be with OMG Chad, who up until that point was somebody I had never heard of. I'm not a big podcast person. I said this in the panel itself, but to me, a lot of times the podcasts I have seen generally have been people talking about themselves. You know, people sitting in cars saying, "Ooh, I'm super, look at me." And we took one look at Chad. And if you don't know what he looks like, he has bright red hair. I don't mean like ginger, I mean pillar box red. And it's called Chad, which is always something that kind of rings alarm bells when you're an English person. Like Chad. It's very American name. And there were some photographs of him on Friday night at the party. We saw him like open-mouthed with all the statues and stuff. And we thought, and I said this to his face at the time, so this is not me backslanging someone behind their back. That I thought he was going to be one of these super overly flamboyant, gay, "Oh, look at me, I'm great," and talking about his shoes and stuff that people really don't give a shit about, that still seems to get a million views. But as it turned out, a really, really nice guy. Very knowledgeable about what he's doing, his podcasting. He's got that pretty much. I mean, it's all born of experience. He's been doing it for a while, clearly. He's got professional backing. Really nice guy. Good fun to talk to. Generous guy. More about that later. And nothing more needs to be said. Really good guy. Also on the panel were the Shaft guys. I say the Shaft guys. It was Wes and Brent. The man that is Eric, for some reason, has declared that he won't do panels anymore, which is a shame because I like Eric. He's a good guy. Always got something interesting to say, and he's knowledgeable. But that's the way it goes. Sometimes he's made his choice, and that's fine. And also noticeable in his absence was the beef. I don't know why, but he decided that he wasn't actually going to come to the panel, which is a shame. I think he was a bit wary about panels because he hadn't done one yet, and was having the Mindcrack one in the afternoon. And I think it would have been quite good for him to actually go into a smaller panel room with a smaller panel and ease his way in, as it were, dipping at the shallow end. Because making your first panel appearance at the Mindcrack panel is a big thing. So I don't know. Anyway, I didn't find out until we were walking, to the panel. That was going to be the case. So, bit of a shame, but never mind. But it was good. It was good. Clearly, we were outclassed. Brent and Wes are both decent stand-up guys. I had a good chat with Wes on the Friday night at the party. We were both quite drunk, along with Sly Fox and Zul'jin, who were also very drunk. I know somebody did say that that's actually how Sly Fox is, but I think he was pretty pissed. And someone else. Oh, someone else there. I know there was someone sitting opposite me, and I can't put a face on them. I was quite drunk at that point. I had 3 Guinnesses, so for me that's quite tipsy. But yes, anyway, so we like Wes, he's fun. Brent is just getting hairier and hairier by the day. It's getting frightening. But they are obviously quite knowledgeable about the art of podcasting. They do a couple, and they're very professional. Chad, as I say, is very professional, knows an awful lot, had a lot of interesting and useful information to say, and Good Paws and I were in the corner, really. But there's a full spectrum. I mean, most of the people who were in the audience who are interested in podcasting won't be stepping into, professional, commercially backed podcasting. They won't have Rolodexes of contacts. They'll be like us. They'll have very little to deal with. Pull up a guest at the last minute with somebody you know. That's how they'll do it. So it was quite good for them, I suppose. But it's fun. Mrs. Good did record it, apparently. Mrs. Badge started recording it, then got bored and started playing with her toes. So unfortunately, she's missed quite a lot of it. That said, I believe she is uploading some of it today. So hopefully we'll see some of it at least. But nobody else has put it up yet. There was a camera at the back of the room, so hopefully Mojang were recording it, and it will go up at some point on their site. Because it was interesting. Very good. I thought it was anyway. So anyway, 40 minutes of that. Went down well. Went back to the VIP green room thing. We got a lot of people wonder where we are when we're not on the floor. There's usually at these things there's a VIP room where we can go and sit down and hang out, and it's got bagels, ooh, and some little pots of jam and butter and a toaster. That was quite good. I don't know, there's a few couches. There's a few pictures of them floating about on the net of us in there. But it's just a nice place to go and sit and unwind. You can, not worry about having to move 4 feet before getting another signature request, which is fine. We everybody's happy to meet the people and sign an autographs, but sometimes you just want to sit down and chill out. So that's what that room's there for. So we all went back there. Sat down, planned the afternoon, and it was probably getting on for midday, I think, where somebody pointed out that there was actually a massive queue outside the room that we were going to have our Mindcrack podcast in, and it was crazy. Minecraft podcast, Mindcrack panel. So sort of had a quick wander over and had a look at that. That was indeed Luposaurus. Somebody said that they started queuing from 8:30 in the morning. We had gone around to people and said, it's going to get cut off. You need to get there early. We didn't think people would spend their entire day there. But that said, I suppose if you're in a group, you go and sit there, and then one of you stays while the others sort of run around, get stuff, and come back, and then you swap over and stuff. So it's not the end of the world. But yeah, it was good. It was good. So it was nice to see that we were that popular. It was not a surprise. We knew this was going to be a big event. We knew there was a lot of people coming just to see our panel. And this is part of the problem. We'd been promised the main hall, and Lydia had said we were going to have an hour. We're going to have the main hall. All this blah blah blah. And then a week before, she turns around and says, "Oh, you got 40 minutes, and it's in this room here that nobody else is in, and the main hall's empty." So we were a little bit annoyed, and it's not. We're not annoyed because we want we're divas. We want the main room. We were annoyed because we knew there was a lot of people who wanted to see us. We knew they'd be cutting off the room at 1,000. I think it's 1,200 people, and there'll be more than 1,200 people there who want to come and watch. And we were right. And we did what. At the end of the day, if people come and see you, you don't want them to get turned away and upset. People spend a lot of money to come to these things, and that's quite important. So anyway, we did that. It went down quite well. I was a little pissed. Good said to me afterwards. Someone told me that I was pissed. I wasn't pissed. I was annoyed, frustrated. We'd had a list of questions beforehand. Because of the 40-minute restriction, we couldn't really have people coming up and asking questions, like we normally do live Q&A. Because there's often quite a lot of, how did you get on Minecraft server, and things like that everybody knows the answer to. So we wanted to keep the questions quite good. And also, it takes time. With 40 minutes and 15 people on stage, it was a little over 2 minutes per person. So, we had to streamline it a bit. So we went on Reddit beforehand, and we got them to ask questions, and went through filtered through the list, found the interesting ones, put those in the list, printed them out, and then took them to the room and said, right, put your name down for three questions. So that way, we all had a good chance. So we did that. There were some that were specifically aimed at specific people, plenty of group ones. So I put my name down on a couple of the interesting group ones, and one that was aimed specifically at generic about stuff that was videos he'd done that were controversial and hateful comments and things like that. Because I figured, Jelly does a lot of that, and I know he doesn't care about hateful comments because he's playing a character. And when you're playing a character, it's easy to dissociate yourself. But I'm not playing a character, so I find it a little more not upsetting. I don't really, it doesn't affect me in my daily life or anything like that. I just don't think it's right. So I wanted to answer a few questions about that. So that question comes up. I say my piece. I mean, it's miserable. It's not funny. It's a serious question to answer. So do that, knowing that full well I've got another couple of questions coming up that are funny that I can answer. Anyway, lo and behold, it turns out that because the time's so short, we don't get a chance to answer another question. So the only question I answered in the whole panel was a miserable, whingy one, which doesn't really help. So, poo to that. So it's gone really dark outside and quite rainy here. It's not great. So that's a bit of a shame. I'm a bit annoyed about that. Yeah, I've threw in a few quips during the day, especially with the Bub singing two badges, which is really bloody annoying because it's such a catchy tune. It's just like, can't stop singing it. But then after the panel, we went and had a meet and greet signing, which was huge. So the queue for signing, my God, it was huge. I really didn't think it was ever going to end, to be honest with you. It was slightly frustrating because I wanted to go out and have a look in the exhibition hall before it ended. I was a bit worried that the signing was going to finish at 5 and then the exhibition hall would shut at 5 and the end closing ceremony would happen and I would get a chance to. So, as it turned out, they cut the queue off and it ended about 4:30. But, my God, lots and lots of signing. It was just, the queue just went on and on and on. I think Rob included that in one of his many, many vines. But it was good. It was good. Got to sign a lot of things for a lot of people. Everybody was happy. I hope everybody was happy anyway. Of course, there's a lot of people came to see, Beef and, got a lot of kids, I'm sat next to Seth and they're going, "Oh, Seth, Blake, you're my favourite. And they're going, the dad's going, "Do you want him to sign as well?" Pointing at me and they're like, "Okay." Clearly not having a clue who I am. Which is a ton of a kick in the ego every now and again, but, I understand that I'm popular with the kids. I get that. But anyway, yeah, we all sort of calmed down, went to the closing ceremony, which was just full of Lydiaisms. God, dreadful. You would have thought they would have gone through it a couple of times beforehand, but clearly not. And there was some really bizarre women singing. That was very strange. The competition winners, that was good. Good stuff there. And then, yeah, we all sort of chilled out a bit. Everybody went back. We'd left our car in Just Vaughan's hotel car park because it was a lot closer than ours, and there was a shuttle bus. So we said to them, right, we're going to go and grab the car and then come back and we'll help you do whatever. So we go off, grab the car, we got onto the shuttle bus. Shuttle bus took about 5 minutes to get to the car. Grab the car, took about 2 minutes to drive back. Parked it up, I texted Good, and I texted Mrs. Good, because then Good's useless. I said, right, we're here, are you still here? Because we're going to buy a parking ticket. No response, so buy a parking ticket, walk in, back to the green room. Oh no, said the guard, they've gone. Everybody's gone. So again, with the poor communication with Mindcrack, it's something we need to, as I say, sort out. They'd all taken the statues and wandered off somewhere. At which point, apparently, that's where one of the Seth statues got stolen. And I kind of understand the Seth statue being stolen because everybody was ripping down all the Minecraft signage and stuff. It was like free for all, take it. And there was nothing really that said, these are separate. But the fact of the matter was, those statues cost us 400 quid a throw, nearly. $20 rather. They're expensive. And, we wanted to keep them for things, so we're a little pissed about that. And the kid's been a little bit arrogant about it. But I think Seth said he might be returning it, so we'll see. My big one's been shipped back here, but haven't seen it yet. Apparently, Pauses turned up the next day in Canada, but it's not managed to reach Boston yet. But anyway, we finally found out where they were, thanks to the heroic efforts of Just Vaughn, who, I don't understand why the guy's not a Mindcracker, to be honest. He's more... he's more Mindcrack than quite a lot of Minecrack. It's crazy. He's very keen on the whole thing, and he's been with us, you know, as a friend for a long time. All the conventions and stuff. So he's somebody I would like to see join, but we'll see. We'll see. Sadly, I do not get to call these shots. But yeah, then Jeff picked a place for us to go. Apparently, he phoned around a few places to say, you know, got a big group coming. Can you accommodate us? And went to Adobe Gidas, which was next to Hooters. It turned out, just down the road. It was some sort of skanky. Sorry, had a bit of a sneeze-a-thon. So yes, went to this Adobe Gidas, which is sort of a Mexican-y place. It had a lot of margaritas and things like that. And it's kind of a bit sort of beach bar-y, sort of. It was a bit. It was alright. It was alright. The burger was quite nice. It was a barbecue bacon cheeseburger, which was essentially just a bacon cheeseburger with barbecue sauce on it. I did request it without the barbecue sauce, but it turned up with it. We ordered something, a similar burger, also without something on it, and it turned up with it on it. So clearly they're a bit stupid, but other than that, it wasn't, you know, too bad. Lots of drinking, lots of singing, good stuff. Had a fun local game, which is a metal ring on a piece of string and a hook on the wall, and you swing the string onto the hook. It's quite fun. Not played that before. Many times I bounced it on the hook and then it bounced back out again, which is really annoying. Pyro is quite good, isn't it? But again, I think there's probably a bit of footage on that on one of Drew's videos. But yeah, and then we had to go, unfortunately. We had to be at boarding the aeroplane at 7:05 the following morning. And we had to obviously drive to the airport, take the hire car back, get through security, you know, check in, check the bag, etc, etc, etc. So we had an early morning, so we had to quit it and go home, which was a shame. I say, the other guys were out there for quite a while. In fact, when we got up the following morning, there was a tweet from Wales, I think, a pair of them, and it was like 4 o'clock, so we were getting up and they were still tweeting outside this bar, so clearly it went on. But that was good. It was good. It was a shame that we had to leave early. We got up, we took the car back plenty of time according to JetBlue's website. We took the car back to the rental. Yeah, that took 5 minutes. Lovely jubbly. That went really well. Got into the airport. The security line was massive. Absolutely massive. I don't know what it is about Orlando Airport, but there was like 3 of those X-ray machines to stick your stuff through, and there was clearly lots of flights going out because the queues were huge. It's just not geared up for the amount of people that must be passing through. It is, after all, a holiday destination. So that was a bit weird, and we ended up passing the sign that said 15-minute queue from here at just gone 7 in the morning. Blue was getting a little itchy. She was very worried that we were going to miss it, and I'm an easygoing guy, you know. I tend to sort of, you know, I've got that sort of a video Zen thing where it's like, yeah, you know, it'll happen. If it doesn't, you know, there's nothing we can really do about it, you know. We're just going to let it go, and I was starting to get itchy about it too. It was getting quite nerve-wracking. And the thing is, with Orlando, once you pass through security, you've then got to get a little shuttle train back to the actual gates. As it happened, that pulled in just as we sort of ran up to the shuttle station, so that was good. We had to wait for that. That would have been a nightmare. We got off the shuttle. We were on gate 4, so it wasn't too far of a run, and it was a run. We got there. Last people on. The gate was still open, but there was nobody there other than the guy. Who let us on? We were the last people on the plane, and it took off. Holiday over. Minecon over. All in all, it was great. I mean, several times Blue and I completely replanned Minecon for next year. Much bigger. We think it could, triple the amount of people in it. Make it longer. At least 3 days. If not more. Because I was thinking it was very rushed, especially for us. There was a lot of us running around. We didn't really have time to chill out and go and do things. There was a crazy golf over the road that I really wanted to play, the pirate one. Oh god, I wanted to go on that. I love mini golf. We didn't have any chance really to do that. Saturday night was out, so we couldn't really do anything on Saturday night as a group. Friday night was whatever Friday night was, I can't remember now. So it was all a bit. Friday night was a party, wasn't it? So it would be nice to actually go out and spend a bit more time around Orlando. And I think with the amount of YouTubers and stuff there, we could put a lot more into the convention than just a panel of sitting there talking for 40 minutes. We could have longer panels. Definitely some of us could have done, we could have done at least twice as long, probably more. We could have done the UHC, we could have played live, a lot of people could have done things. I mean, and Insomnia, Duncan and Sips and a couple of other Yogs guys played a game up on the main stage, just commented on it while playing it. That's the thing, people would love to see that. So, we could have done a lot more of that. We could have got more shops involved, I think. Just general game selling, peripherals, mice and mouse mats and even hardware. You could have got that in. I'm sure they'd love to sell at that sort of place. All sorts of stuff. Could have been much bigger. 3 or 4 days would have been brilliant. So, also, I'm pretty pissed with Lydia. I think she's got had the entire year to plan this thing, and you sell the tickets and then start asking people if they want to make a panel. It's like, no, that's not how you do it. You ask people for panels, you organise panels, you give them, the panellists, tickets, then you sell tickets. That's how you do it. It's crazy. You don't do that the week, the month before either. I mean, PAX East sold its tickets already, and that's not until April. That's how you do it. You've got your money in the bag there, you've sold tickets. And sell more bloody tickets. Dinner Ben was saying that it makes a loss. I think a large part of that loss is probably, God only knows what it costs to rent out the Island of Adventures. I mean, it was great, but how much was that? I mean, it's nice, but it's not essential. It's not essential. But even so, that can handle more than 7,500 people. For sure. For sure. So, yeah, and generally, as I said before, Lydia's professionalism on stage, she's not... I don't know. I think the yeah. Well, I think they're a bit rash to hire her, frankly. Her planning skills aren't that great, and her presenting skills are definitely not that great. So, you know, I think a lot of us could have done a better job. Anyway, that's not end on a downer. It was great. It was nice to see the guys again. Good and Pause, I missed terribly. I love the pair of them. They're great. I love Jeff as well. Just brilliant fun. It's good to see Beef finally. That was nice. Get the full team MCG together. Beef's a lovely guy. You know, he's cuddly, so that was good. And it was nice to meet some of the other guys as well that I haven't met before. Seeing Pyro again, that was great. Pyro's hilarious. And yeah, really excellent. It's always nice to, you know, there's a funny dynamic because we play with these guys every day. We talk to these guys every day, and when you meet them for the first time, you've never met these people before, but you know what they're like, you know their personalities, so you kind of gel pretty quick. Especially a lot of them, you know what they look like as well. So you know, it's nice. It's nice. MC Gamer lost his phone on the Saturday, possibly the Sunday, and a smartphone, and he was very upset about that, kicking himself. And yeah, we all tweeted out, you know, if you find it, please hand it in, and somebody handed it in. It was amazing. So that was. I don't know if that's a testament to MC Gamer's popularity or the people at Minecon or both. I don't know, but either way, very generous of them, and we don't know who handed it in, but if that was you, well done. You are a star. So I think that'll do. Let's cut back to some live footage and discuss what we're going to do. So here we are. I've got 3 wither skulls, so I was going to go wither hunting next episode, but I also now have this beacon, and it's a bit of a surprise because Seth took his beacons down a while ago, and I presumed I wasn't getting one. Oh, beep! Oh crap! I fell in here. Give me beeps. So that's why I went wither hunting. My newfound sword of doom. Oops. I mean, look at that. I got a looting 3 and I added a smite 4 book to it. Really? 1 egg? How are we doing for coal? Coal hoppers down here, that's why. Come on, there you go. Pie, very good. There you go. So I'm going to put Seth's one out here on the road as a temporary regen. Oops, crap. Healing station, I think. That will save me having to run all the way back to spawn. And hopefully the guys that are down here can use that as well. And then, he's disappeared. The one I get from the wither, assuming I kill the wither, which pretty sure I will. Doink. I will make haste with that and plop them over there, and we can dig. Diggy hole. Hole. Hello. Where the hell did you come from? See you later, dude. So anyway, that is that. So next episode, with the time. That should be fun. I need to repair my armour first because this guy is a bit broken. It's a bit broken too, but this guy definitely, I don't want him popping halfway through the... I could use that sword actually. I don't think looting will work with the stars, but... what was it? That one. Smite 5, knockback 2 was the one I was going to use. We'll see. We'll see. I'll use this bow anyway because that's going to hurt him quite a lot. I'm going to find somewhere to do it as well. I think I'll probably go out to the new area. Maybe dig out a little cave in the new mesa biome. That would be quite cool, wouldn't it? I get loads of clay then as well. I'll just find a cave somewhere and kick his ass in it. Get him underwater. Does he drown? I don't think he drowns anymore. Anyway, I'm waffling as I do at the end anyway. I'm going to go and have some lunch, try and clear out my nose a little bit, and I will see you guys later. Bye bye.